Hey, music community, Jeff here again. I wanted to jump on something, and I'm not even sure I'm really jumping on something, or if I'm taking the divergent way. But Dave and Jenny over at B-Sides had a little video a couple days ago about car records. Now, I first saw this actually from Joe at Racer Records, who had done one, and then I went and saw their original video, and I got a different impression. So in their video, they were showing records about cars, with cars, referring to cars. They had soundtracks of speedways. They had, bands that sang songs about cars, which is not uncommon in rock and roll, but and band and album titles that had cars. Joe kind of took he was showing records with cars on them. I'm going that route because I didn't have anything like what they showed in their original video as far as records that were focused on car topics. So, but I was able to find quite a few that had cars on the front. And I did so by sticking strictly with my lighter side of stuff. Some of these are pretty obscure too. I mean, they're a little more obscure than some of the standard ones. I'm ignoring some of the ones that would have been duplicates with the ones I saw Joe with April Wine and stuff like that that I already have in the Billy Joel. But here's a cool, and so we're just looking at albums with cars on the cover. So first up is it's a very, very old car. Here we go. Adam and the Ants with a old buggy, horse-drawn buggy on it. So the mode of car transportation of yesteryear. So fun stuff there. This was whatever. I just thought, you got the Beatles and you got the cars on the street. So not so much the focus, but they're there. And here's one I've never shown because I bought it like last week and I just have never shown it because it's whatever. This year's model by the Imperials, and it's got a car going through space there. So if you're not familiar with the Imperials, they're a gospel band that by this time in the 80s went really upscale pop on this album. Very different from most of their stuff. Put a car on the cover there. And here's a good classic old one from the Grassroots. They're all sitting around and in a car. Pretty rough looking cover, but the record plays okay for a freebie. Thanks to Steve at Value Vinyl. And then here's one that's is a car. It's more like an abandoned garbage truck, but it's a mode of transportation. Got a garbage truck there on the Kerosene Halo album, another band that Live Simple's the name of the album. And so great acoustic act with people from the 77s and the choir and stuff like that. So great stuff. All right, now here's one. Okay, PG6. There's a picture of a car, pink car, a pink Cadillac. I know little to nothing about this band. I think they're from New York, but this was one of those albums that somebody stuck in a package as a filler, as a stiffener, and I listened to it and I said, well, that's not bad. So I kept it. It's in great condition, still in the shrink wrap, but open. And I just, it was in great condition. So I'm like, I'm not going to toss it, but Phil Keaggy, how about a taxi? That's a car, right? We got a taxi on the cover there. Phil Keaggy's standing in a doorway, but everybody else is crowding around in the rain getting in a taxi. And here's an obscure one too. How about a futuristic car on the Prodigal album? It's like a space bubble, something out of the Jetsons or something. That bag's probably causing it to be hard to see in there, but fun stuff with a futuristic looking car. And then we got an old jalopy looking truck. It looks like Mater from Cars on Daniel Amos's album there. So there you go. Cool old timey looking truck. Now here's a car for you. It's made out of guitars. This is on the Alan Collins album that I bought back in South Carolina a couple months ago. That's a mode of transportation made out of guitars and wheels. So fun automobile. All right, and then we got the Blue Oyster Cult Classic live album there with the nice limo on the cover there. So, that's car. All right, and then on the cover of 38 Specials, early album here. First album, early album, second album. There's your car. Yeah, the front of a car. And sticking with 38 Special, if you look past the what the Focus is, you see that there are two cars on this on this cover. So that was a little cheat and throw in there. And how about this one from the inside of a car, Nazareth, close enough for rock and roll, and you're looking from the inside of a car, so they're driving. There you go, just fun stuff, cars on covers. Whether that was intended, whether that was what they intended, I don't know, but that was just a little fun there, something to cause me to take a look at my collection and dig around for some cars. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks a lot. Rock on and rock hard.